Friends in the Dhamma, today I am honoured to speak about a subject that lies at the very heart of Buddhist learning and practice, the Tripitaka, the three great baskets of teaching preserved for more than 2500 years. This teaching originates from the enlightened one, the Buddha, whose wisdom continues to guide millions towards a life of compassion, understanding, and liberation. The Tripitaka is not merely a book or a set of scripture. It is the foundation on which the entire Buddhist tradition rests. Within it is three sections: the Vinaya Pitaka, the Sutta Pitaka, and the Abhidhamma Pitaka. We find a complete path for moral discipline, profound wisdom, and mental development. Tripitaka history have recognized the priceless value of this text, not only as historical documents, but as living guides for anyone who seeks to understand and practice the Dhamma. Let us now explore each of these three Pitakas and understand the difference among them. First one, the Vinaya Pitaka, the discipline of conduct. The first section of the Tripitaka is the Vinaya Pitaka, the basket of discipline. This is the collection of rules and guidelines established by the Buddha for monks and nuns. The word Vinaya means training or discipline, and that is precisely its purpose to guide the monastic community in living a life of simplicity, harmony, and purity. The Vinaya Pitaka contains detailed instruction on many aspects of monastic life: how robes should be worn, how alms should be collected, how disputes should be resolved, and how the Sangha should conduct itself in various situations. These rules were not created to impose punishment but to cultivate mindfulness, self restraint, and mutual respect. The Buddha understood that a community dedicated to spiritual liberation needs a stable foundation, and the Vinaya provides the stability. Even for lay followers, the Vinaya is important. It shows us the level of discipline required for deep spiritual practice, and it inspires us to cultivate virtue in our own daily lives. It demonstrates that spiritual progress is not possible without ethical conduct. Second one, the Sutta Pitaka, the teaching and discourses. The second section is the Sutta Pitaka, also known as the basket of discourses. This is the largest and most diverse part of the Tripitaka. It contains the sermon, dialogue, and stories spoken by the Buddha during his 45 years of teaching. In the suttas, we find the core teachings of Buddhism explained in simple, direct language and touches the human heart. The Sutta Pitaka include well-known teachings such as the Four Noble Truths, the Noble Eightfold Path, the Law of Karma, loving kindness meditation, and guidance on how to live a righteous and peaceful life. It contains conversation between the Buddha and kings, monks, lay people, and even heavenly beings. Each one providing valuable insight into the nature of suffering and the path to liberation. The beauty of the Sutta Pitaka lies in its accessibility. Whether one is a scholar, a monk, or a lay person, the suttas offer wisdom that can be applied directly to life. They teaches us how to cultivate compassion, how to develop right understanding, and how to face challenges with a clear and steady mind. Third one, the Abhidhamma Pitaka, the higher teaching and analysis of mind. The third section of the Tripitaka is the Abhidhamma Pitaka, the basket of higher doctrine. While the Sutta Pitaka expresses the Dhamma in stories and dialogues, the Abhidhamma presents it in an analytical and highly systematic form. This section goes deep into the working of the mind, the classification of mental state, the nature of consciousness, and the factors that shape human experience. The Abhidhamma is often described as the science of the mind. Within Buddhism, it explains how perception arises, how emotions form, and how mental habits develop. For example, it breaks down the mind into momentary processes, helping practitioners to understand reality as a series of even changing phenomena. This understanding supports insight meditation and leads to the development of wisdom. Although the Abhidhamma can appear complex, it is invaluable for those who wish to deepen their meditation practice. Now that we have explored the three sections individually, let us clearly see how they differ. Vinaya Pitaka include discipline, deal with rules for monastic conduct, focuses on ethical behavior, community harmony, and self-restraint, provides all moral foundation for spiritual practice. Sutta Pitaka include discourses, contain the Buddha's teaching in stories, conversation, and sermons, explain the path to liberation through compassion, wisdom, and mindfulness, accessible to both monks and lay people. Abhidhamma Pitaka include higher doctrine, presents the Dhamma in a detailed, analytical, and philosophical way, focus on mental process and the ultimate nature of phenomena, support deep meditation and insight. In simple terms, the Vinaya teaches how to live, the Sutta teach what to understand, and the Abhidhamma teaches how the mind truly works. In conclusion, the Tripitaka is a complete and balanced guide to the Buddhist path. The Vinaya Pitaka built a foundation of discipline and moral integrity. The Sutta Pitaka provides the teaching that leads to wisdom, compassion, and inner peace. And the Abhidhamma Pitaka offer deep insight into the mind and the nature of reality. From the ancient Arahant who first recite this teaching to the great teachers of the modern world, have emphasized that all three Pitakas are essential. Together, they illuminate a path that has guided countless beings towards freedom from suffering. May we all be inspired to study these teachings, to reflect upon them, and most importantly, to practice them in our daily lives. May all blessings of the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha be with you all. Thank you very much.